Hello Sagittarius, this is Victoria and I'm here with your March Tarot forecast. As always, we'll be looking at your love life, your career and workspace, and we'll get you guidance on how to best utilize the energy of the month of March. At the end, I'll post some messages from your person of interest to yourself. And we will begin with a quick oracle message. Today is going to be the Sacred Traveler deck. So we'll begin right away. Hope you guys are doing great. This reading is of a Sun, Moon, and Rising Sagittarius. So if you're watching this for a sun sign, please check out videos for your other placements as well. And if you don't know what they are, there's a link in the description box where you can go and find out. There is a website, or you can just Google it, ChatGPT it, whatever you prefer to do these days. You just need the date of birth, time of birth, and location of birth for that. So, your oracle message for the month of March, Sagittarius, is discovering truth. You stand in the light of truth. Truth is generally a very important concept for Sagittarius. I mean, I guess you can say it about any sign, right? But for Sagittarius, it's, I guess, not just the truth, but honesty, right? Which is a little different, but they are still related concepts. So it is a big deal for Sagittarius to be standing in that light of truth, right? At least their truths that they speak, that they know of at the moment of communication. So I love the discovering truth part, because it means that you're also going to be opening up to some new information or new perspective on the situation that you didn't necessarily see before. Let's see what will prime that. We do have Mercury retrograde happening as we speak, and it will last till the 20th of March. There will actually be a shadow period following that, so it will be a few more weeks. So essentially the entire month of March is going to be impacted by Mercury retrograde energy, which of course brings us back to, you know, who we are, how we communicate, what is our love language, all of those discoveries. So, but let's see with the tarot spread, what is it that you're supposed to know at this time. We're starting off with the Devil card. This is Capricorn energy. You could be dealing with a Capricorn. Six of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles. Okay, I see something here. I'll speak to it in a second. For a career space, you have 10 of Cups. Seven of Swords, Five of Pentacles. Yeah, this card has been showing up quite a lot in March readings. And then the advice is Seven of Cups, the Chariot, Page of Wands. Bottom of the deck, Five of Swords. And the Chariot, by the way, is Cancer energy, begins the Cancer. Yeah, so there is some kind of confusion or illusion on like, what does it mean? And we're starting off, I'll get straight to the cards in the personal space and personal connection space too. We're starting off with this concept of what does love mean in terms of how you give and receive love, right? Like, how do you see it in terms of how you give your love to another person, and what is your expectations of them? Is it, how much of a balanced approach is that, right? Learning certain patterns, right? And of course, this is a collective reading, so for different people, it can be different patterns, right? For some, I'm hearing it may be that you've been raised in an environment where you've been given whatever you wanted, right? And that's your expectation immediately from your partner or your close friend or whoever that is next to you. For others, it's almost the other way around. It's like you always have to give, but when it comes to your needs and what you want, what you need, it's like always the last place in the ranking, right? In the ranking of importance. Right? And maybe now that you have a family of your own, it turns out that your partner's interests, your kids' interests, maybe even your siblings come ahead of yours, and you're taking all this responsibility for other people, thinking, of course, that you're doing your best and this is what you've been taught and that's how you've been raised. But essentially, you're acting against yourself, and that's where the devil card comes to play, right? Because really, even in the Bible, they say there's a phrase that you're supposed to treat your neighbor like yourself, but the important part that people are missing, and they hear it as a fact, as a statement, that you're supposed to treat other people like around you, next to you, really well, But the truth is that the beginning of that sentence is just as important, that you're supposed to treat them as yourself, meaning that it's also important to treat yourself well, with respect, with honor, with love, right? So this is taking you back to what does it mean to you, and how can you show up more with the energy of love towards yourself, love and nurture. Because another big topic of this month, and that's where the Five of Pentacles comes in, it's feeling left out, feeling neglected, right? Like people are out there doing their thing, but they don't pay attention to you. They take advantage of you and get on with their life, right? So they keep you around while there is some kind of agenda, while they see some kind of value in you being around. And as soon as they get it, then they are off. And for some of you, it might actually turn out to be correct. But the lesson from it is not just to kind of sulk in it, or maybe stop connecting with people in that manner. It's more about, if you're helping others, don't necessarily expect that it's going to be that transactional and they're going to necessarily take care in the same way of yourself. And it's not just about them having an agenda or, being malicious. Some people are just not going to be capable of that. And with most of us, our expectations for giving and receiving love are so unique, then it's pretty much impossible to meet someone who has the same views, right? So take that into account, look into that theme, look into that topic, and see more of how you can approach your work environment, whether it's with clients or with peers or with subordinates or with a boss, with more compassion and understanding, right? That people are doing the best that they can in the state of consciousness that they're in, right? But of course, at the end of the day, you need to decide for yourself. Once that truth is illuminated to you, you need to decide for yourself whether this is a spot for you, whether this is a team for you, or these people just don't align with your values or where you are in your life right now, and you need to be elsewhere doing, essentially finding a better use of your time, energy, other resources. And then the advice is Seven of Cups, Chariot, and Page of Wands. Don't, even with the Chariot where it's about the direction, don't necessarily stick to just doing one thing, right? You'll have lots of possibilities to experiment this month, and usually the Sag thrives in that, right? It's about that enthusiasm. It's about trying something new, right? Seeing the bigger picture, knowing that there's a lot going on in life, or a lot that you could be doing. This is very much Sag energy, and this is the approach that you're advised to take on with this. Just like open your heart, dance with it, have fun with it, experiment, experience, right? So you have a better idea of what is it that you want to focus on right now, what's important to you at this season of life, and where do you want to go next. Even with people and relationships, like if we transferred, and if your main context right now is looking for a life partner, or at least I like the life partner phrase better than boyfriend girlfriend, honestly, right? And it's a wider range of commitment and what you put into it. But essentially, this is the time to mix it up a little, right? To date, to use different communities, different settings, or to go out with someone who's not your usual type, to experiment in that way. And take it as a playful time, to learn more about yourself too, by getting to know other people that maybe you don't normally spend time with. Okay, so That was the main read, and now a message for Sagittarius from their person of interest. Okay, we got 8 of Cups immediately. I'm getting dealing with addiction immediately. We have 5 of Cups in reverse in this case, and 5 of Wands. 5 are about changes, right? But the main energy is 8 of Cups. So your person is trying to walk away from some kind of unhealthy pattern that they live through cycle after cycle, and by now they understand that they are the problem, right? That they're attracting certain people, certain scenarios, and it's gonna keep happening, or they're gonna keep having the same emotional reaction and response until they change something, until they change their perception, until they heal certain scenario. And addictions, of course, can take different forms, from something classic like I don't know, alcohol addiction or substance addiction, to eating away your stress, or binge watching something. I don't know, so many different things here, right? Of how people escape feeling their feelings and really facing what they're going through. And the denial may be around the feeling of neglect and loneliness, where they're trying to pretend like they're unbothered, but it does bother them, right? And what happens is that they become volatile to how other people treat them, or how they behave in specific situations. So if it's not something that they expect, it creates that emotional reaction in them. And sometimes they express it, sometimes they don't. But in any case, they go into that escape mechanism, or coping mechanism, that helps soothe the symptoms, or dismiss them, or avoid them, but it doesn't solve the problem long term. So now they're like, okay, I need to take a closer look at this. I need to face the truth and start dealing with it. But it is going to be a process. One thing I'm going to say to you, Sagittarius, that it will take them a while, but they have noble intentions, because they don't want to continue living in that loop of stress themselves, and also they don't want to put that on you unnecessarily. That's part of the reason why sometimes they just suppress it and pretend like everything's okay, right? But then it kind of like it shows up in their life in a different way, so they still experience the consequences, right? And they want to do better and be better. This relationship is inspiring them to look for better solutions, for something long-standing, rather than just dealing with it in the moment. And they want to do it for your connection, your relationship to grow and to be better quality connection. All right, I hope this was good for you guys. Thank you so much for joining me today. Please don't forget to like the video, and if you're new, subscribe to my channel. And until next time.